On January 8th, Hong Kong's Court of Final Appeal heard the ultimate appeal in the case of the Hong Kong Alliance's refusal to provide information. One of the defendants, Chow Hang Tung, a barrister and the former vice chairperson of the Alliance, published an article the day before the hearing expressing her views on the case. This channel always avoids politics, but by referencing points from Chow's article and her court performance, we can extract lessons worth learning for ordinary citizens. The background is that on September 8, 2021, police invoked the Hong Kong national security law, claiming they had reasonable grounds to believe the Alliance had provided written notices to foreign agents endangering national security. They demanded the Alliance provide information within a time limit. The Alliance refused, leading to the arrest of then Vice Chair Chow, Standing Committee members Tang Ok Kwan and Chui Hon Kwong. After trial, they were convicted of failing to comply with a requirement to provide information and sentenced to 4.5 months in prison. All three served their sentences but appealed to the final court, as the Alliance has now dissolved. From the start, Chow has adamantly denied the Alliance ever contacted foreign agents. No matter how the police demanded they hand over relevant information, there was none to provide. Chow bluntly stated it's impossible to reasonably believe a deer is a horse, making the deer a horse. This was clearly mocking the police's absurd claim with reference to a famous Chinese idiom. If Hong Kong still practiced common law, the burden of proof would be on the prosecution, with a presumption of innocence for the accused. Without sufficient evidence of guilt, the court would acquit. However, in some current cases, while legal procedures follow common law meticulously with scheduling, trials, etc., the court proceedings operate more like civil law, demanding the defendants provide full evidence of innocence, which the judge may still disbelieve. Facing such a predicament, Chow exhibited an audacious spirit, publishing an article the day before the hearing, accusing the prosecution's absurd ethics aimed at making people submissive and cynical. He said the Alliance strategy against lies was to uphold truth, allowing falsehoods to dissipate before facts. She directly called out the national security law fabricating charges, saying the Alliance refused the role you assigned, referring to the accusation of colluding with foreign forces, which the Alliance firmly denied. In retrospect, have we witnessed or even participated in playing roles defined by others? Some pursue ideals which are naturally difficult to achieve, requiring sacrifices like lower income, social status, or thankless hard work. Yet operating under these ideals, finding themselves lacking power and wealth, they judge themselves failures by standards they don't agree with. Some parents don't want schools to push academics too soon, forcing children to learn beyond their developmental level, deeming them unqualified students if exam scores miss arbitrary benchmarks. Confucius said, the commander of an army may be carried off, but the will of a common man cannot be taken from him. This means upholding our aspirations requires understanding our goals, establishing principles unshaken by external forces, staying true to our belief, and living by them. Chow has this unshakable inner conviction, so she can adopt a transcendental perspective on success and failure. A few quotes from her article are worth highlighting. We should not let others define winning or losing, but look at our own goals. If we only define success and failure by the inevitable harm others can inflict, forgetting what we aim to build and achieve, we have predetermined ourselves as failure before even starting. We must break free from this hell-defined hell of being a loser, and rediscover our direction and goals. As a barrister, winning or losing a case represents Chow's professional capabilities. As the judicial system faces increasing erosion, some in the legal field still scrutinize legal provisions meticulously, examining what is allowed or not at certain junctures. However, Chow stands on a higher platform, surveying the law and this broader environment, not defining success solely by the outcome in court, but in the wider arena. When facing Goliath, ordinary people can only look up, feeling incapable of victory, but individuals like Chao mock him as an emperor with no clothes, probing the gaps in his armor and strike his weaknesses with a slingshot. In recent years, Hong Kongers have favored healing and indifference. They watch films to soothe trauma, then ignore current affairs to avoid sorrow. After the New Orleans terror attack, officials hastily called for resilience in restoring normality, drawing criticism for disregarding residents' trauma. In this overly emotional era, even encouraging resilience is condemned. One must uphold so-called empathy to have a voice. Healing is not wrong, and avoiding distressing news is understandable. But what comes next? If the trauma's root cause is clear, it should be eliminated. If weakness invites injury, one should become stronger. Chao advocated for freedom but was imprisoned, enduring multiple solitary confinements. The alliance she devoted years to disbanded under pressure. Has she not suffered enough? She likely did heal emotionally, but devoted more time and effort struggling for her goals rather than wallowing. Ordinary people need not become warriors or paragons of willpower, but repeatedly healing and comforting is not the end point. To see what lies beyond the next peak requires climbing over it. If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share. I'll be grateful if you become a member on Patreon, making us go even further. See you on the next video.